As Liu Xiaobo wrote in his final statement, "I have no enemies," he wrote, "Freedom of expression is the foundation of human rights, the source of humanity, and the mother of truth. As we support those fighting for freedom from China's oppression, we do so in the name of human rights, humanity, and truth. If we do not speak out for human rights in China because of economic concerns, then we lose all moral authority to talk about human rights in any other place in the world."
We all know that the spirit of Tiananmen is still alive and well. We know in part because China's leaders demonstrate their fear of it every day with their security cameras, their censorship, detention centers, and obsession with preventing the people of China from learning the truth. Imagine the time and energy and cost of monitoring and tracking the actions of 1.4 billion people. They are scared because the truth of Tiananmen threatens the Chinese Communist Party's legitimacy to govern China.
I think today's anniversary will remind us that the fundamental human yearning for dignity and human rights and basic rights is not limited to any one region or limited to one country or limited to one culture. These aspirations have transcended geography and culture throughout the history of man. Today we honor the lives that were irrevocably altered by the events of that day, those who perished, those who were imprisoned and tortured, those who lost mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters, and those whose loved ones remain missing and unaccounted for. Tiananmen must not be viewed exclusively through the lens of history. Rather, today we must also reckon with the ongoing systematic human rights abuses committed by the Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese government against its own people. And we must reckon with the emerging and new geopolitical competition between tyranny and liberty, between democracy and totalitarianism.
Unfortunately, parallels can be drawn between the Chinese government that perpetrated the Tiananmen Square massacre and the current repressive regime being led by President Xi and the Chinese Communist Party. In China today, there is official government repression of the freedom of speech, religion, movement, association, and assembly. We know at least 1 million, and some estimate up to 3 million Chinese Muslims are forcibly interned in detention camps designed to erase their religious and ethnic identities. This is something out of the 30s and the 40s that the world said would never happen again. It's happening right now.
Dictators need to understand that freedom can only be held back for a finite period of time. They may succeed in crushing a democratic protest, but they will always fail to crush the democratic spirit.